Fight night Abu Dhabi, absolutely stunner card out there. A bunch of decisions, yeah, but most of the guys that actually got decisions performed really good. Like Umar performed really well, Figgy performed really well, Shara performed really well. I was impressed with all these guys. Yeah, man, it was a good card. I wish it wasn't stacked. Kind of sucks that this should be like more of a US card stacked, but hey, I'm gonna appreciate a good card when I see one, right? Joel Alvarez, I think they should give him Jalen Turner. I think they're both tall, lengthy guys, strikers. Other than Joel Alvarez does have some ground game and some submissions. I think he has a streak of 17-0 with all finishes. I'd love to see that scrap sometime this year, December, November. Put him on the main card or the top of the prelims. He's earned it. Joel Alvarez looked really good on the feet. He was maintaining distance, super patient, super active, just stalking Elvis Brenner the whole time. And as we saw in the past, Elvis Brenner gets into these dogfights and then starts to crumble in the late second and third rounds, as he did in this one. I was real impressed with Joel Alvarez's footwork and his space distance, being able to back up Elvis Brenner against the fence. Amazing. For being a submission guy, I think he's 16-0 or something like that right now. 100% finish rate. I'd love to see him against one of the top 15 guys. I'd love to really see him go up against a grappler and not destroy his prospect momentum. But the guy looked good. As for Elvis Brenner, take some time off, bro. You got into 2 dog wars your last 2 fights. Take some time off. Alvarez, I would love to see him go against a Jalen Turner, a Bobby Green, maybe even a Fiziev. I know he's been out for a while. I think that would be a great fight. I would not want to see him against a grappler. I think he's too tall and he's going to be an easy takedown for those guys like Arman, like obviously Islam. Who's that other guy? Matsus Gamrot. I think you keep him with strikers. Jalen Turner's a good matchup. He's just coming off that stupid loss to Moicano. I think that's a perfect fight. Make it later this year. Book it, main card, or top of the prelims. Yeah, that guy's a good prospect, man. Looking forward to seeing him scrap. This is the only video I'm gonna make on Tony Ferguson. That is the most Tony Ferguson retirement I have ever seen. 1 glove in the octagon, 1 in the fucking stands, after he got subbed in the first round against Michael Chiesa, who actually looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, if he wasn't so hesitant with his hands, I would be really pumped to see him go against other guys in the welterweight division. But if you're nervous to use your hands against Tony Ferguson on a 7-fight losing streak, you're not going to do well against other guys in your division, bro. The back control was awesome. I mean, straight into the body triangle, straight into back control, secure the choke. Beautiful. Tony Ferguson, retire, bro. Just retire. Just become one of the analysis guys. Have your own little show on there. Everyone loves you. We'd love to see it. Nothing would make me happier. But damn, that is a Tony Ferguson-ass thing to do. Retire with 1 fucking glove. As for Figgy and Cheeto, absolute scrap. Cheeto started a little bit earlier. I will say he let the first round slip right by him. And then he stepped on the gas a little bit more in the second and third. But he definitely looked a little bit less confident on the feet than we've seen in the past. Even when we could all see from the fans' eyes, obviously. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. Vera versus Figgy. Cheeto, take some time off, bro. Maybe later this year. Take Jan, fight Aldo, do a rematch. That would be amazing. Figgy, fight Jan later this year. That would be amazing. It would be a fucking banger. Or Sandhagen. You're not going to get the Umar fight. You're not going to get the title fight. Fight later this year. Establish your name for #1 contender. And I think the fans will get behind you. Well, we could see Figgy getting a little bit tired in the third and second round. I don't know why Cheeto didn't step on the gas more. He was looking good whenever he was landing shots. His takedown defense was looking pretty good too. But, you know, he was dropped that fight. And he was dropped in the O'Malley fight. Even if y'all don't want to talk about it, he hit a knee. He took a lot of damage, so he might have came back too quick. I'd love to see him back either later this year or early next year. January, February, December, for sure. Take some time off. As for Figgy, go to the fucking fight in the Sphere, bro. Be right there in the stands. I was real impressed with Figgy. I think he should take on either Peter Yan or Sandhagen. Obviously, they're going to give Umar the shot right after in January, February, or March to Sugar or Marab. I don't know how you guys feel about that. But yeah, Figgy, please fight later this year, bro. Take on Peter Yan if he's ready. Take on Sandhagen if he's ready. I think that'd be a great scrap. I think it's potential to put you right above Umar if you stay busy. Keep your name out there above him. You look good, bro. For 135, you carried the fucking power. Obviously, you dropped Cheeto. Your grappling looked pretty good. Cheeto's pretty good at, takedown defense. But I was impressed. I was real impressed with Figgy this fight. He looked good. Mackenzie Dern and Lupe Godinez. I was impressed with Mackenzie's footwork and boxing. She definitely has been working on that. I did see her chin being stuck up in the air whenever she was backing out of the pocket. Obviously, things need to be worked on, but she looked a lot better on the feet. I mean, she was lighting up Lupe, who's very good at, nodding and bobbing and weaving. As for Lupe, she looked pretty good as well. I'm not going to lie. She was kind of lighting up Mackenzie in the second and third rounds. But, Mackenzie's a dog. Once she gets you down, she just learned a little bit more wrestling to be able to get those takedowns confidently. She'd be a real fucking problem. But against any really good wrestler, she struggles. Someone who cannot be taken down, she struggles. Anyways, love to see the improvements. Love to see her up next later this year for sure. Same thing with Lupe. They didn't take too much damage. I say you keep Lupe in the top 10 and you give Mackenzie Dern either number 8 or 9 or right up there at number 6 or 5. I know she's faced a couple of those girls already, but she made improvements. You got to give her that. She's real popular. And obviously rankings don't fucking matter anymore. It's popularity. So I'd love to see those two go at it. Definitely looked like Shar was working on his ground game this time around, for sure. Sorry guys, I just got out of the damn cold plunge, and this is about the only time I have in the day to make these damn videos. So Shar Magomedov looked really good on the feet. Obviously his takedown defense looked like it improved. I know it's Michael Olachasik, he's not a grappler, but he looked good getting back up, using the fence. I was impressed. I think they should give him someone right outside the top 15, like Bo Nickel, or someone right into the top 15. And I don't know what the hell he's thinking, calling out Nick Diaz. The fuck was that? I understand you probably can't fight in the US, but at least get your name out there with Bo Nickel, right? You're trying to be a fucking star. I don't think he's gonna do well against top 10 in that division, but I mean, we'll see. I think he could beat Marvin Vettori if Marvin can't fucking take him down. I don't know, man. He's a good fighter. He needs to work on some shit, for sure. Anyways, as for the main event, Umar versus Corey Sandhagen. Banger of a fight. Sandhagen looks so good in the first 2 rounds, defending those even honestly all through the fight. He looked so good defending those takedowns, granny rolling right through him, grabbing the ankle. Umar had no answer for that. And honestly, if Sandhagen stepped on the gas just a little bit more on the feet, I think Umar would have been lost. Because whenever he got up against the cage, Umar was backing up. He just looked sloppy. He couldn't maintain the distance well, and Corey was landing. Obviously with no power, but Corey was landing. I just wish he stepped on the gas a little bit more and stuck to those kicks, those outside leg kicks. Those are damaging. And Umar was not taking them well in the first 2 rounds. And then it's like Sandhagen just gave up after he realized he can't be taken down. He was like, let me just not strike on the feet. You had the fight, bro. You look good. Come back in December. Fight Figgy. Fight Jan. Get your name back up there, bro. As for Umar, I'm not going to shit on him completely. I think he looked really good. The takedowns obviously weren't working, so he said, let me just stay busy on the feet. His striking looked decent. When he backs up, he definitely has an issue of not tucking his chin and just backing up with his hands up. I'm not a fighter. I'm just a fucking fan. Obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about. But to me, and the other analysis that I watch on him and his fight, I've watched it 3 times now. That's what I saw. When he backs up, pulls his chin up, and he tries to get the fuck out of the way. Like when his takedowns don't work, his striking footwork doesn't look the cleanest. So if Sugar can really work on that takedown defense, I think it's going to be a wrap for Umar. I think Umar mauls Merab though. Absolutely mauls him. I don't even think it's fucking close. I would love to see Umar versus Figgy, #1 contender match, but we already know the UFC isn't going to make that one. It's too fucking risky for the Khabibs and Nurmagomedovs and Abu Dhabi and the Saudi money. It's way too risky to make that Figgy Umar fight, even though it's what we need, #1 contender. But hey, they're not going to do that, right? They're doing Hamzat versus Whitaker instead of Whitaker versus Strickland. Tell me why. Explain that one to me. They're going to do the same thing with Umar. He secured the #1 title, #1 contender, ready for the title. You should fight either Peter Yan, who would light up Umar on the feet, or you should fight Figgy. That's my opinion. Sandhagen, take on either Yan or Cheeto. I mean, that'd be an easy win. You could take on Figgy later this year. I think that would be a banger of a fight. Yeah, man, you look good on the feet. As for Umar, I would love to see you fight Figgy. I know you're not going to do that. You're going to probably wait for the fucking title, and you're probably going to get it. So fucking frustrating, man.